What's good, everybody? I love that opening music. That means it's time to make some picks. What's good? I am the coach, of course, and this is The Early Edge, our weekly soccer-only episode this weekend. We've got the Premier League. We've got Serie, Paramount Plus. We also have Bundesliga. Yeah, we've got it covered. But ladies and gentlemen, we are powered by the almighty SportsLine. And when you've got SportsLine behind you, you got to bring in the greatest, the best cappers you can find, not just in the United States, in the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you, live from just south of London, Martin W. Green, the guru. Martin, once again, it is my pleasure to share the show with you. Welcome back to The Early Edge.
It's a pleasure to be on the show, Coach. I also love the opening music. It really gets me in the zone. And we've got some great soccer games coming up this weekend across Europe's top leagues. Looking forward to breaking some of them down with you.
Well, let's get it going right now because I cannot take any more tweets coming at me saying, Coach, where's Martin Green? Where are his picks? I got to get ready for the weekend. That's why we are here. So let's go first game, English Premier League, which we love, Newcastle, Chelsea. Now, Martin, Chelsea's been very, very good to us lately. Do you think this weekend we will continue to cash that team?
Chelsea have been great to us. We cashed when they destroyed Malmo. We cashed when they beat Norwich 7-0 last weekend. I'm going to keep riding that Chelsea train until they finally disappoint me. They haven't disappointed me for many, many weeks. They've got the best defensive record in the league this season and the second best attacking record. Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner have been out injured, but Chelsea are still scoring plenty of goals. As I said, they thrashed Norwich 7-0 last weekend, which was just an outrageous performance. Now they're heading up to Newcastle, which is at the very northern tip of England. Newcastle remain 19th in the standings. They fired their manager this week, Steve Bruce, because they haven't won a single game all season in the relegation zone. They're actually, funnily enough, the richest sports team in the world now because the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Fund bought them. But the transfer window doesn't open until January, so they can't spend any money for the next month or so, which means that Newcastle was still left with a terrible, terrible team. And Chelsea, despite missing a couple of players through injury, they should still be able to go up there and win this by 2 goals, a couple of 3 goals.
Man, I want your voice when I grow up. I say it all the time, but man, you're a terrible, terrible team. I just love that so much. And by the way, my prediction, players are going to be running towards this team and running towards those paychecks when they start doling out that money because they want to be the entertainment capital of the world. That's what Saudi Arabia, that's their goal. That's their goal. Whether it's sports, whether it's pro wrestling, whatever it is, they want it in Saudi Arabia. So they're spending a lot of money. All right, so we're going to Chelsea minus 1.5. That's plus 105. We love that plus number. All right, let's stay in the Premier League and let's go to Sunday, 12:30 Eastern kick. West Ham, Aston Villa. What do you like in this one?
West Ham have been terrific recently. They're up to 4th in the Premier League table. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. They also beat Aston Villa home and away last season. So I think they're going to have a clear psychological advantage heading into this game, despite being the away team. Aston Villa lost 3 games in a row. That's seen them drop down to 13th in the table. They were run ragged by Arsenal in their last match. So things aren't looking great for Aston Villa, but West Ham just looks so strong at the moment. So I've got West Ham draw no bet at minus 137. Worst case scenario, I think they draw and I get my money back. But I feel like they can go up to Aston Villa and win this game.
Oh, I like that a lot. By the way, there's a lot of new viewers every single week as we are growing in leaps and bounds. For you new soccer bettors, what he means is normally when you make the bet, there's a 3-way at the top and then there's a 2-way at the bottom called draw no bet so that the draw would be a push. Play that one in this game. West Ham draw no bet. Now, Martin, I've been doing a little bit of research. I'm starting to get up on all my soccer teams around the world, and I would be mistaken if I didn't point out that you are wearing or you've got a Lazio kit that you are sporting right now. Am I right?
Correct, Coach. Very good. I'm impressed.
Well, it just so happens that our next game is Lazio against Atalanta. Now, this is Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern. You can see it on Paramount Plus. Why? Because it is Serie. We love the Serie A game. So you see the two teams. I said the two teams. You've got the kit going. But who do you like to win this game?
I'm actually steering clear of who's going to win this game. If I had to say, I would probably go for Atalanta, sadly, despite wearing a Lazio shirt right now. Atalanta is the most entertaining team in Serie A. They're fantastic to watch. Scored more goals than any other team in Serie A for the last 3 seasons in a row. But they just concede far too many goals, which is why they haven't won the title. They finished 3rd every season because they're just crazy. They just throw men forward, take all sorts of risks, score loads of goals, but they're always really open in defence, so they concede loads too. They're actually missing several key defenders at the moment. They're having a real injury crisis. They've got a central midfielder playing at centre-back. It's a mess defensively, but they're still terrific going forwards. Great strikers. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals has paid off in 4 of Atalanta's last 5 games. It beat Sampdoria 3-1 yesterday, so I'm expecting another strong attacking performance this weekend. Lazio also 1 clean sheet in 10 games so far this season. They lost 4-1 in their last away match. They really struggled defensively too, but they've got a front 3 of Ciro Immobile, who plays up front for Italy. He's a great player. Felipe Anderson, Pedro. So I think they should be able to score in this game. So again, I'm going both teams to score over 2.5 goals.
You know, it warms my heart because we've been together long enough now. You know what I like. You know as your partner what I like. And you know I love the over. And you know I love when both teams score because all you root for is goals. All you root for is goals, and I love it. Now, a hole that I think that we've been having in our soccer coverage is Bundesliga. For some reason, we got a lot of fans out there who love Bundesliga. So we're going to do all of you at home a solid right here, right now. 2 games this weekend. First one, Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to go Union Berlin taking on Bayern Munich. Now, Bayern Munich's been really, really solid at times. Will they be solid on Saturday morning?
That's the big question, Coach. And I'm delighted that we are covering Bundesliga because it's such an entertaining league with great teams, just like Serie A. Loads of goals, loads of open, high-scoring games. And Bayern Munich are obviously the big dog in the Bundesliga. They've been absolutely destroying their opponents recently. Beat Bayer Leverkusen 5-1, beat Hoffenheim 4-0. They won 4-0 in the Champions League against Benfica, which we cashed on, which was great. However, they suffered a shock 5-0 defeat in midweek against Borussia Mönchengladbach. This Bayern Munich team is arguably the best in the world. They lost 5-0 to Borussia Mönchengladbach, which is just ridiculous. A real embarrassing defeat for such an elite team. But I think they're going to be really keen to bounce back to winning ways as quickly as possible and show everyone that they are still top dog in the Bundesliga. I must admit, Coach, I'm going out on a bit of a limb here because Union Berlin is unbeaten in its last 21 home games and it drew its last 2 matches against Bayern Munich. Wow. But I still think that Bayern are just going to be so keen to just prove to everyone that they're not, that they still are the big team in Germany. So I can see them getting the better of Union Berlin in this game. Benfica had a great home record as well, but it didn't really mean much when Bayern Munich smashed them 4-0. So I think they go there and get a win by at least 2 goals.
Sometimes you got to take a chance. And when you're great, when teams are great or great golfers or great football players or whatever, they want to come back from an embarrassing defeat and look even better than what they normally are. So I think this is a great spot for that. Let's stay in the Bundesliga. Let's go to our 5th play of the day. Now, we're going to go Dortmund taking on Cologne. This is Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And in a lot of ways, what I've learned from you is that there's ways of getting much better numbers if you put things together. Is this one of those games?
Yes, this is definitely one of those games. Small same-game parlays within soccer betting is vital, especially when you're trying to get value on the favourite You can't always just bet on them to cover the handicap line like football or basketball because they're relatively low-scoring games. So I generally try to throw in the favourite to win, but add a goals market or some other sort of market to push it up to plus money to get value when I'm betting on it. So this is Dortmund, who are the other big team in Germany, having another terrific season, won 7 out of 9 games so far. The real interesting thing about Dortmund, just like Atalanta, is that both teams always score when they play. That bet has paid off in 8 out of 9 Dortmund matches so far this season, both teams to score. It's also paid off in 8 out of 9 Cologne matches this season. Cologne are a very similar team. Take loads of risks, throw men forward, leave gaps at the back, concede a lot of goals, very entertaining stuff. So we've got 2 very entertaining teams coming up against one another. Everyone's expecting a really open, entertaining game. Dortmund is missing its star striker, Erling Haaland, but they still beat Arminia 3-1 last weekend, despite missing him. They've won all 5 home games so far this season, scoring 17 goals and conceding just 8. So, Dortmund to win and both teams to score just looks like a great bet to me. I mean, Dortmund to win by itself there's very, very low odds. Both teams to score isn't great odds either, but when you put them together, the profit from one rolls onto the next selection and got plus 150, so I can't argue with that.
Listen to the information that Martin just gave you, because the novice thing to do, Martin, would be to play the over, because you're saying there has to be at least 3 goals in this game combined for this bet to win. And the over might be 2.5 or 3. I haven't looked. But when people look at that at a random game and they don't have you on the game making the pick, what's the thought process to not play the over and then Dortmund in something else in this way? You kind of described it, but if you go a little bit more in depth to really make people understand.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a reasonably good option as well to go for Borussia Dortmund to win and over 2.5 goals in the game, wrapped into the same bet. That would cover you just in case Dortmund won 3-0 or 4-0. But the odds just aren't quite as good. So you get better odds by stipulating that Cologne are going to get on the score sheet in this game. And obviously Cologne have scored in 8 out of 9 matches so far this season, scored pretty much every time they go out, very dangerous in attack. So I've actually got more value by throwing in both teams to score as opposed to over 2.5 goals.
Good people at home, you got to do your homework if you're going to be a serious sports bettor. We say it all the time here at the show. Educate yourself and also be entertaining. This is supposed to be fun, and we have a blast doing it. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap courtesy of the jeweler, and it looks glorious. Look at this. Now, write down the times of the games. Don't get shut out. It happens to me all the time because I live on the West Coast. Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, Chelsea, minus 1.5 goals. West Ham, Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Then Atalanta, Lazio, both teams to score, and the over that game, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Then Bayern Munich to win by at least 2 goals. That game, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then Dortmund to win and both teams to score. I love that plus 150. That game is Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. All right, you've got your fix. There's only one thing left to do. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these soccer Martin W. Green picks straight to the pay window. For my man Martin Green, for the jeweler, I'm the coach and our entire team at SportsLine. Tell your friends, it doesn't matter the sport. It doesn't matter the day. We're here for you at the early edge. Good luck.